called van life etiquette. Okay, so we've got something to report here which is quite interesting. We are parked up at the Fitzgerald Cafe, which in Camper is called, it used to be called the Glade Roadhouse Rotorua Highway. It is the same place because I've just checked with the owner now, and he said no, that's what it used to be called. He changed it 6 months ago to Fitzgerald Glade Cafe when he bought it. The interesting part though is through Campable, it has allowed me to book a night for $10 as that is a site. Now it probably used to be a place to come and do it. Since Edward Fitzgerald, who's a Scotsman, okay, by the way, since he's taken over, it is not a motorhome site, and I'm going to show you the reason why. You can probably hear it in the background, but I'm going to take some video outside of what you would be dealing with throughout the night here, which isn't very good. Anyway, the point is, Campable has taken $10 from me for this campsite, for my motorhome, and it isn't a motorhome campsite. It hasn't been for the last 6 months, so I will be writing to Campable. I've got Edward's details, who owns this place, and I've got nothing to say bad about the cafe here. Is absolutely wonderful, and that many of the caravan club people and that, they all stop over here en route and have coffees and various stuff. It's just not a spot to stay over. It's not an overnight camping site, a free or any other site. So we're gonna manage that, and I'll show you what I mean outside. Take a look at this. Okay, so as you can see, this is the Fitzgerald Glade Cafe. This is the car park that you're supposed to be parking in, and that's the main road. So here we are parked up, expecting that this is where we're going to park for the night. And three main problems. Firstly, the traffic, which goes on all night, and apparently the trucks travel until about 2 o'clock in the morning. Then there's this skip in here, and even more, if you can survive the night with all that racket, these guys start crowing at about 3 o'clock. These are wild chickens. New Zealand's full of wild chickens. And these guys start crowing at about 3 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, not a place you'd want to be staying overnight. So, I'm not sure. Well, we're going to carry on to Rotorua and find somewhere there. It won't be here, that's for sure. And as I said, nothing bad against Fitzgerald Glade Cafe. Edward, the owner, a really nice guy, and I recommend them for a stopover, for a coffee, something to eat. They got a really nice cafe there. There's just absolutely no accommodation here, and who would want to? Seriously. I don't know what else. Let's go inside. So what's the verdict, Mrs. Yu?
They've got plenty of sites, just rock up. $40 for the night.
And it's powered,
It's
yeah?
a powered site.
Have they got other facilities?
Yeah, they've got all sorts of other facilities. They've got a communal place where you can cook and all the rest of it. They've got thermal pools. They've got everything's thermally heated.
Okay, that's very nice. We'll go give them a try. And what are they called?
Cosy Cottage.
Cosy Cottage, and that's
Thermal Park.
That's actually on Lake Rotorua,
Yeah.
isn't it? All right, so that's where we're going to head for. I'll just go and say goodbye to Edward.
And order my hot chocolate.
The chocolate, they haven't got any coconut milk. They've only got soy and...
Almond.
No, not almond. There was something else.
I'll just have normal milk then.
A normal milk chocolate.
Yes, please.
Hot chocolate, right. I'll go and order a coffee and a chocolate for the good lady here and one for me. And, yeah, we'll hit the road and show you the next spot. Well, that was interesting.
Hey.
There you go.
I told you it's an adventure.
So, we've just been speaking to Edward Fitzgerald, and he very kindly sponsored us
a cup of hot chocolate.
a cup of hot chocolate, and I've got a chai latte here.
Oh,
Thank you for that, Edward. That's very kind of you. And yeah, such a disappointment, because he actually wants to open up a field behind the property properly, which will be way off the road, and then vans will be able to have access, and it'll be a quieter stopover for the evening, etc. Somewhere to stay. But yeah,
it's okay. We found somewhere else.
We found somewhere else. We're off in that general direction now, and yeah. So
I'm gonna go find the muffins.
we didn't throw them away. So yeah, thank you for the coffee, and goodbye from Fitzgerald Cafe on the road to Rotorua. So it's half an hour away.
From the outskirts of Lake Rotorua.
So do we go left when we get to Rotorua? Do you know?
I don't know. That will tell you.
Have to do a U-turn and running fly, I think.
There's a skip in here.
Yeah, I know, I can see that.
Don't run the chickens over. I think they're not stupid enough to stay in the way.
Yeah, they're all pretty wild, they know their shit. So we're clear left and we're clear right.
Head northeast on State Highway 5 towards Happy.
So I was talking to the owner of that place, Edward Fitzgerald, and I said, you know what this reminds me of? I said, there's a place in the UK that you travel going up to Norwich called Thetford Forest. He says, yes, I know. He said, that gave me the inspiration of this place, because he's from that area, and when he came here a few years back and then was driving up to Rotorua, he came through this area that we've just been through, and he saw that cafe there, and he said to his wife, I want to buy that cafe. And 6 months ago, that's exactly what he did. So he said it's quite strange you should actually mention that it reminds you of Thetford Forest. It reminded him, and he said he feels like he's back at home living there, because obviously it's much like being back home. So there you go, a little bit of nostalgia for a Saturday. How's that go? Right, we're going to enjoy our coffees and our chai latte as we make our way to our final destination. Take 2. Right, we're arriving in Rotorua, North Island, New Zealand. Supposed to only be arriving here tomorrow, but as you've seen by the rest of the video, situations prevailed for us to come down here for Saturday night. unfortunately lost out on a couple of sites that we wanted to take you, but hey, it's all an adventure.
It is an adventure, and we're going left here.
Are we going left? It says go right. by the
Okay,
way.
we're going right there. Okay.
Okay,
Let's
so
go right.
you think we should go the way that you programmed into the GPS?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be
Potentially, that's a good idea.
right. Are you sure you plugged in the right place?
Yes.
This could be even more of an adventure.
Hey. You find awesome places when you get lost.
Indeed.
So it's worth getting lost from time to time.
Since it's 4 kilometers.
Yeah. It's right on the lake, so
Oh, well, it's on Lake Road, so.
it's, yeah.
Okay, so you can't see much, but this is the road this is State Highway 5, which actually goes round Rotorua. Rotorua, by the way, is a big lake, Lake Rotorua, and there are a number of volcanoes, and it is the heartland of thermal activity on the North Island of New Zealand. There's huge amount of hot springs and mud pools, bubbling hot mud. Over the back there's a couple of volcanoes. None of them are active at this stage. They're all pretty dormant, but yeah, it is an extremely seismic area. It's Rotorua, and the air here
Smells big.
is not for the faint-hearted, let me put it that way, because it smells of rotten eggs pretty much 24/7. But you get used to it very quickly within a few hours. Some don't. But yeah. So on the right we've got the Zorb. There's the balls. They roll you down the hill, put you in a plastic ball and roll you down a hill. I couldn't think of anything worse. Especially after a couple of beers, I can imagine what it'll look like inside that plastic ball. Then they've got the luge, which comes up, and the Skyline gondola. And it's like a cable car that takes you to the top of a little rise over here. I don't know if you'll see it. So that's the rise, the hill, and then they have a cable car which goes up there. You'll probably just see them going up there, the small cable cars. And at the top of that scenic spot, if you want to put it that way, they've got a track that comes all the way back down again on these little carts. There you go. You can just see the cable cars going up there. So you come down from the top on these little carts, down these little concrete track, very fast. Yeah, it's quite exciting. There's a nice view of that over there. So we're about 1 kilometre away from our turn. Rotorua, much like most other towns in New Zealand, there's a lot of batches, and again, it's a very big tourist centre. So the people that own property down here, I'd say 75 to 80% of them are second properties, which they are their holiday homes. So they come from Auckland or Wellington or wherever, and they come up here for the holidays. The rest of the people that live here permanently work in the town, because it's quite a big, what is it? Is it classed as a city?
I think Rotorua would probably be classed as a town.
A town.
I don't think it's a city.
Okay.
But
It's got more than one traffic light,
Yeah, well, it does.
so it's a city.
It has a very big Maori population.
Yeah, it is a big Maori population here, and that is because of the culture of. Obviously, Maori culture are steep into the beliefs of the ancestors.
In 400 metres, slide
Excuse
left
me.
onto Lake Road, signs for city centre.
Thank you very much, Lizzie.
going
400
to
meters.
slide.
Left.
Please don't slide.
Not a power slide, just a slide left. Anyway, as I was saying, so in Maori culture, the earth, the wind, fire, sea, all that sort of stuff.
Take the next left onto Lake Road. Signs for city centre.
God, she's annoying. It's very important to their culture and their beliefs. So with this area being so seismic and thermal and all that sort of stuff, it's their culture is deep rooted in Rotorua. It really is. Very interesting people here. So
It's an interesting
fun.
town.
It is an interesting
Got a lot
town.
of interesting stuff.
Absolutely.
In 400 metres at the roundabout, continue straight to stay on Lake Road.
You'll have to forgive Lizzie. She just butts in whenever, just to make sure I don't lose my way. And if you're asking who's Lizzie,
I was just going to say, I'm not Lizzie.
that's not Lizzie.
I'm not
That's
Lizzie.
Tracy. Yeah, Lizzie's the GPS. It's always, every GPS we've owned has always been called Lizzie. I think possibly because one of the very first ones we had when
In
GPS is
500 metres, turn left onto Whitaker Road.
seriously. When we first started using GPSs, when they first came out, they actually had names. You could choose the voices. Lizzie was one, then there was like Amanda or something else, blah, blah, blah. And she's going to take me left now, which is where we need to be.
Yeah, what's correct?
Coming up. I'm going to shut up now because we're actually getting to our destination.
Take the next left onto Whitaker Road.
I'll do just that. Camping ground. Go you for not making us go left.
In 400 metres, your destination will be on the right. Your destination is on the right.
Now we've obviously reading all the signs here of how to come in. As a new guest, it says welcome, please pull forward and park on the right. But there is a boom gate, and there's all kinds of cameras staring at me, but you'd think that somebody would probably open it up, but not so. Tracy's giving them a call, so
Hi Cherie, it's Tracy here. I called you earlier about a powered site for a camper van for tonight. We're just at the boom at the moment.
can you direct us in?
Just park to the right where it says 5 minutes parking. Awesome. Okay, thank you very much.
That was good. Somebody's shooting over there.
Just park here,
Yeah.
and then you can go in and get it sorted. There's the TV lounge.
Yep.
So we're on the other side of the blocks, right next to the TV lounge. So not this one, but the next one where the flag is.
So do you want the door on this side, or do you want the door on that side?
Oh, it doesn't really matter. I'm not fussed. What easier for the power?
So that's the site there. I'm going to actually, yeah, I better go in head first because then the door's on the side because there could be noise. Yeah? That's why I hate Fiat Ducato.
There you go. And so there.
I just hope there isn't too
Well, it says here minimum noise after 9 o'clock, so they've got some really strict rules, which is cool.
Okay, so we have arrived.
Yeah, well.
So I'm going to get out and get some power plugged in so we can get some stuff. Are you having fun there?
But that's the airbag.
He's trying to open the airbag. I can do that. I'll go and kick the front of the van. That'll open the airbag. Not exactly 5-star, but it's half the price of the top 10 caravan park, and it's got electricity, so it's got everything you need.